welcome to a Before Tacky Podcast. Today we're going to talk about fast fashion. I'm here with Alex, editor of If That's Magazine. You know him, he's a contributor. We have a new contributor, Mira. She is a fashion designer store owner here in Berlin. And of course, you guys know Lyn from other episodes. All right, so let's get started. First question is, what is fast fashion? What are the brands? Who wants to answer? Who wants to start?
Yeah.
Come on. All of a sudden you're shy.
Hello, everyone. Why don't I jump in here? Well, I think the most obvious brands, and please everyone fill me in, is that we speak about in fast fashion is Inditex with its brands, which is Zara. And on the other hand, it's H&M with its numerous collections. I think then, of course, you have ASOS, Topshop, and yeah, what else comes to your minds, Alex and Lyn?
Yeah, Topshop, Mango.
Mango?
Yeah.
Is Primark fast fashion?
Definitely, is very, very fast.
I mean, it's a little faster than fast fashion, but I wasn't really sure. I mean, I consider it fast fashion, but okay, I guess. And Uniqlo is fast fashion also.
Yes. Yes, I mean there you have the wide range. That's absolutely correct, Brett. Because I think when we say fast fashion in Germany, we always immediately think of Zara and H&M, but Primark is the low end, and Uniqlo is, I would say, like a little higher end, maybe, if at all. But that probably varies from nation to nation, because ASOS, for example, I think is in the UK really big. In Germany, it's not. I don't know. How is it, Alex, in Russia? What is H&M playing a big role?
Yeah, H&M is a little bit cheaper than Zara. Zara is on pair with Uniqlo, and we have the same ASOS prices with UK and whole worldwide shipping. So, and I would say that it's a great question. Is Uniqlo fast fashion? They have their contemporary collections, and I would say that they have their own style. But now they have a lot of collaborations. They have. I think they are making 2 in a month. I got a lot of letters from them, so. We can say it's fast fashion too, but it's a bit different brand because we can find the great materials there, really fine wool, really fine cashmere, which we can get from other brands, other fast fashion brands. But I would agree we should consider it fast fashion too.
Exactly.
I like Gap. I don't know if Gap is fast fashion.
Agree.
It's I guess Gap is fast fashion, isn't it?
I really love it. I mean, they have a great style, and it's kind of popular, but basically I really love it. It makes me feel like America a little bit. So.
Yeah, but Gap was about that lifestyle, that West Coast lifestyle. I mean, that was their brand when they first started, but it evolved quite a bit. For example, but I guess the Gap would fall into fast fashion. And Banana Republic.
Yeah, and Banana Republic too. But Banana Republic is not very trendy. It's more about elegance. So it's not the fast fashion as we understand. It's not the definition we have. It's not the right definition, really. I think Banana Republic is, and besides, Banana Republic is not that cheap. It's not like H&M. Yes, so it's hard to say that it's fast fashion.
Okay. Next question then.
No, I'm just saying, like, Gap and Banana Republic, as far as I know, maybe I'm not up to date on that, is one company. Yeah. And as far as I know, they're only with shops, I think only in the States, right? At least I don't think they're in Europe. And
They
I think
were.
They are.
They're in
They
Italy.
they are.
Yeah,
Oh,
Italy
right.
and
Okay.
Italy and the
Okay.
UK
yeah.
Okay.
Moscow too.
and France.
Ah, interesting. So they just spared Germany. Huh?
Yeah, they left Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, they left Germany big time. I think H&M killed them in Germany. They closed all
Wow.
their local, but they closed Banana Republics in Europe and just put them in the States. I don't think there are any Banana Republics
Right.
in Europe anymore.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So,
So
but
if I think if H&M could kill Gap, then definitely it is considered fast fashion. I would probably. I think for US standards, they're considered fast fashion.
yeah,
Banana Republic is, I think, is right now similarly to H&M with their newest line Arcade. They're trying to go into a different level, higher priced level.
really, okay. I didn't, yeah, because I haven't seen H&M. I haven't seen, I'm sorry, not H&M, Banana Republic in years. The last time I saw a Banana Republic store was in Milan, actually. Remember, Lynn? And they closed it,
Yes, and they're closed.
Mhm.
which was really sad. I was like, oh my God. Because, side note, I used to be a big Banana Republic person on a Thursday because they always mark things down on a Thursday.
Me too. But basically, because being a bit more expensive, so
Mm.
I guess, Italians were not ready for it.
Right. That could have been the reason. But like I said, but the Gap had been having a lot of problems for a long, long time. And it's been in slow decline. They're always trying to do something. Like, for example, now they're doing this collection with Kanye West. I'm not going to get into that right now. Let's just move forward.
Let
That's a whole
I,
nother
I think
podcast.
let's say thanks for Gap even for one thing. When we see someone is in Gucci belt, we can ask him, "Whoa, I didn't know the Gap is doing belts."
Yeah, the Gap. Okay, interesting.
I love Gap.
All right, the next question. What are the ethics and the models of fast fashion? And does it represent the times we live in today? I mean, we all know we live in a hyper consumption era. Do the ethics and models reflect modern society?
Mm, mm.
They really do. I mean, also in Gap, I see that a lot. I mean, I can see what really represent modern, this time now, and I really like that. And I think they're excellent with their communication.
But
And
but the Gap is, like I said, they're still playing that whole California lifestyle. But if we go back to fast fashion, let's talk about H&M and Zara. They represent about now, consume now, keep consuming, keep consuming.
Well,
Mhm.
I think they're going into that customer conscience aesthetically. I would say H&M has, as far as I've observed, internally decided that they're not anymore with the ethics being a fast fashion company. And my understanding is that they are trying to navigate the whole company away from fast fashion and trying to position it at a higher end.
Yeah.
More because they have analyzed that it's not anymore within our times to advertise fast fashion or to advertise high consumption. On the other hand, at the same time, they all work now with, I would say, an aesthetic that already grants that they are not a throwaway company or mentality, even though they still overproduce, they still
exactly.
do more or less everything that you shouldn't do. So I think they are all these companies are in a conflict how to position themselves in this new understanding of how fashion should evolve. And I think H&M is on the forefront of communicating that they have a problem with fast fashion generally, but at the same time, they still make their money with fast fashion and cannot change that. But if you watch closely the language or what they communicate visually, they are trying to attract a consumer that is already aware of a different way of life. So they're trying to get someone who is a conscious consumer to still purchase fast fashion by choosing the right aesthetic without being a sustainable fashion brand.
But do we think this is
I don't know
more
if that makes sense.
No, it does, Lynn.
It's true, but in Milan, I mean, when I go to an H&M store, especially during the sales, clothes are stuck on the floor. It's like something amazing. It's like, you could go to the market and see these clothes. So it's really, really bad because it's a large amount of cotton just stacked there. And it's really bad for me because I mean, it's like they don't respect clothes, and it's really like throwing the clothes to the public, which is not good. I mean, they're trying to be fashionable. I don't like H&M. I don't really buy H&M. I like Zara, which is a bit better, but and they treat the clothes a bit better. I mean, also when you walk into a store, you want to see a store really lovely. But H&M for me is like always up and down, up and down. It's if you walk into the Duomo store during the sales, my lord, it's really bad.
But I always thought H&M's model was about getting them in, getting them out. I mean, it wasn't really about the experience. It's just buying it fast and running out of the store. I mean,
Yeah.
that was always my opinion of it. I mean, I think I've only shopped in H&M twice in my entire life. But
During the sales, 3 hours because you got all the people are like all over the clothes and really fussing and waiting to change. It's really not good. I think I worked in stores. I was working in Barney's, and and it's a different concept.
well, Barney's and H&M would not even compare. Okay, that's
I
just
know.
completely. Alice, what do you think?
Let me tell you that everything that Lynn told about H&M sales and clothes on the floor, that they don't respect clothes. For example, in Russia during the sales in Zara, absolutely the same situation. I
Really?
mean, yeah, I mean, you just would buy a clothes that been washing the whole floor here. So I think it's a lot about. Well, it's kind of strange to wait for some service there and respecting for clothes which were made of something like polyester and viscose by designs of hugest, most smart people in this industry. So, for example, in Zara, we can see the whole range of designer ideas made of polyester.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the materials. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean before. I mean, the whole model, what it represents today, fast consumption, making right now, making you feel good. Buy today, throw away tomorrow. For example, that's what H&M and I guess Zara are all, they represent the times. And we're going to talk
You
about that
know,
in the next question.
I think Lynn have made a really great and important question. Do they respect clothes as a sins? And I don't think when you take someone's idea and you're making a bad copy of it, I don't think we can generally say you respect clothes.
Lynn, as a
I
designer?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say a little anecdote that I had a couple of seasons ago with the photographer that I was doing a campaign shoot for us at Kruber. I was briefing the photographer on how I want the campaign to look like, and I briefed her on saying, I want the aesthetic of as represented that we are an independent label, that we are promoting small business. And, I blasted on, I monologued. And after 20 minutes, I asked her, did you get an image of what I want to portray in this campaign? And she said to me, yes, of course, because last week I did a shooting for Zara and they gave me exactly the same aesthetic. So she was saying that Zara briefed her as a photographer to photograph the campaigns for Zara as if they are an independent small business. And I first thought, wait, you did not understand. But then I realized, no, she understood 100%. I was not understanding what was going on. So I think what's been going on, and I think that's showing where fast fashion is, that fast fashion in the last season has been trying to give its campaigns and its visual language, which is absolutely not what your experience in the shop is eventually. You're absolutely right, Lyn. The clothing are on the floor. Fashion is not respected. Materials are getting worse and worse. But what the visual language is, it's all about trying to cater to a consumer that wants small business, independent, and designer clothing. And I thought that was very interesting.
Now, for those of you out there, Mira, you're very big on materials. Now, we've known each other for a few years now, and you always talk about materials. Materials are very, very important to you. So, I mean, no, seriously. I mean, because Lyn and Alex, you guys don't know her clothing, but because she's not a mass merchandise person. Far from it, actually. All right, so tell us and let us learn something really fast about the difference in materials between what you do and how you respect material and, for example, a fast fashion store. Give us a quick overview.
Well, a quick overview is also there. There has been quite an development in the recent years. I think when we started as a company 10 years ago, you had a wool price that was very low. Worldwide, and it was and we started off using a lot of cashmere. So we started working with 100% cashmere, and over the past years, the prices in the raw material, the prices of wool, the prices of silk have gone up tremendously.
Right.
So so ever since we started, I try to source all fabrics from family businesses, from manufacturers where I know where they're spun, where the fabric really comes from, and ideally, try to get them either European based or local based, so I can really visit and see what's happening. And initially that was difficult, but over the years, what customers keep on coming back to is, oh my God, the materials is so difficult to find anywhere good materials. And it's so obvious that you're taking good care of sourcing your materials, because fast fashion has lost tremendous quality over the past years, because they have become, from being cheap 10 years ago, they've even become cheaper, but the raw costs of materials have risen. So in order to keep their price policy, they by now cannot afford to work with good materials. So that USP of our company to work with, to really source quality materials has risen, because now people really walk into the store and say, oh my God, I've never felt a wool like this. Because most of our coats, and that's throughout anywhere, a 100% wool coat has become a rare thing today.
Yeah.
I mean, really rare.
Alex, Lyn, what do you guys?
To say, I love Armani style. This is like an Armani jacket, but I've bought Armani since 18. So I've learned Armani materials, which are not what you would expect. So, and the quality, because it's for a big market, it's not usually high class quality. I mean, it shrinks a lot when you take. I took this to this. It's really. I had one jacket, my Armani jacket. I went to Miami. I took it and had it clean. It was gone. So basically, because they
won't get
washed
invited
it
to that show.
they washed it in water and and they ruined my whole suit. But the thing is, no, I mean, also Armani, bigger brands can have cheaper materials because they're selling for a wide population, which, Etro, Kenzo, they had lovely materials, which I think it's kind of different at times. And I hope Armani has made better in materials, but it, I've always had a big problem with that.
But then this is another. I've had this conversation. I think we were interviewing someone else, and they said the same thing. It's amazing. The big brands are really skimping on the materials
Yeah.
now. I mean, everyone is saying this. I mean, we're not gonna mention names, but yeah. But you do notice it. This is like I think this is the second or third conversation during the podcast we've talked about this. How the big brands, skipping the materials, and you really do notice it sooner or later. You're paying a lot of money for a brand, but not the quality. And I think that's really coming across in fashion. Alex, what do you think?
I think now we have huge names who are selling their brand names, as you said. You're absolutely right. And we have brands who are real specialists in some sense, like in shoes, like in cashmere, like in tailoring. They have a really great specialization, and they know everything about it. They have a good materials. They may not have a huge name, world famous, but they really understand what they are doing, and the quality is better.
Yeah, the
I
smaller
think,
brands.
yeah. I think we live in the same situation for at least 20 years. We all know about it. But I want to say about I love the Mira's idea about how fast fashion brand cares about photo sets and marketing and what
Hmm.
they want to say. That's their politic. They want to mm, give people an idea of what are you going to buy a clothes to wear it or to post it to Instagram.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's true.
there are absolutely different
That's
situations.
No, that's
So
true because I also heard like Zara, they actually get style advisors from Armani. So a lot of the models you see in different stores, they got from really big designers. That is good for someone that wants to learn about styles. They want to create their own image and they can afford Armani, so obviously
Yeah.
why not give them a chance to wear a nice tailored suit. But I mean, obviously the materials.
Well, I mean, that's my next. Those, I mean, the next three questions really. I mean, do people really hate fast fashion as much as they say, or is this just political conversation? Politically correct conversation. I mean, because oh yeah, I hate fast fashion. Oh yeah, I believe in this. I believe in that. But I looked at
let's
the
let's
profits for Zara and H&M and Primark, and the profits during all of this protest continue to go up.
Well, let me tell you that you can hate or you can love, but if you know what is a fine material, you understand what fast
But
fashion is.
but do people really care? This goes back to okay. The next question is fast fashion more about democracy in fashion. So basically, we're covering three questions. Do people really believe in this political correctness? Oh, I'm worried about the sources. Oh, I'm worried about those little children in Bangladesh.
I
Um,
do.
Um,
I do think, and that's probably a question you have not included, or a topic you've not included in your question, is uh, what I keep on thinking is, does the pandemic have an influence on exactly that behavior of consumers?
Mm-hmm.
And from what I have been observing, just in our sales or our shops, is that there seems to be, people seem to have used this pandemic to reflect upon their behavior of how to consume. So I don't know about the numbers of fast fashion of 2020, but and I don't know if they are released yet. But and of course, we all know that Amazon made the most profit during the pandemic, which completely goes against this behavior. But I am hopeful that people may consume more conscious than before, maybe.